to check out some labs? Too bad. You're coming with me. Welcome to the Integrated Laboratories for Earth and Planetary Sciences. My name is Grace, and I am one of 3 lab managers here.
Hi, my name is Andy Masterson, and I'm manager of the Northwestern Stable Isotope Biogeochemistry Lab.
Hi, my name's Andy Jacobson. I'm a professor in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences at Northwestern University, and I'm the principal investigator of the Radiogenic Isotope Geochemistry Clean Laboratory.
Hello, I'm Megan, and I am the lab manager for the Radiogenic Isotope Lab and the Aqueous Lab spaces, and I will be taking you along on a little tour today.
Oh, hey Annie.
Say hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Tim's room.
Hi, I'm Annie. I work in the Jacobson Lab Group studying chemical weathering in Iceland, and welcome to Northwestern. I'm excited to meet you.
You enter the lab in the vestibule, which we always call the airlock. Here you put on your Tyvek bunny suit and your own personal pair of Crocs to protect the clean lab from any outside dirt. All of the air in the space is HEPA filtered and exchanged over 200 times per hour. To the left is the door to the room that houses our thermal ionization mass spectrometer, or TIMS. This is where your samples will end up when you are done processing them. In here, we have equipment for making and outgassing filaments, which are the small strips of tantalum or rhenium metal that we load purified aliquots of calcium, strontium, or boron from our samples onto, as well as a hood for placing those filaments onto the wheels that we put in the TIMS. At the front end of the TIMS is the source, which is where the sample wheel is placed, and the location of the ion source, which accelerates and focuses the ion beam generated by heating up filaments. As a member of our lab group, you'll learn to independently operate the TIMS and help with troubleshooting.
Welcome to the Jacobson Radiogenic Isotope Lab. I'm Gabby Kitch. I study historic ocean acidification events, mainly by measuring the calcium isotope composition of foraminifera and other bulk carbonates.
Hey, welcome to the Jacobson Radiogenic Isotope Lab. I'm Nilu Sarvian, and I study carbon cycle dynamics in the Neoproterozoic using strontium and calcium isotopes.
Welcome to the wet chemistry room, where we process our samples to separate out the calcium, strontium, and/or boron they contain. This room includes several hoods dedicated to various steps of sample processing, including dissolution, filtering, refluxing and drying down on hot plates, ion exchange column chemistry, and cleaning of supplies. Here's Nilu working on some calcium column chemistry. This process involves passing a dissolved aliquot of sample that has been spiked with a solution enriched in 43 calcium and 42 calcium through a cation exchange resin. The column procedure, including the acids used and their volumes, is optimized so that we end up with only the calcium in the sample, which can then be loaded onto TIMS filaments. This process takes about 5 to 6 hours, so it's a great time to catch up on an audiobook or your favorite podcast while you work. At the back of the chemistry room is the weigh room, which contains a microbalance for weighing out sample and spike aliquots, as well as making diluted sample aliquots as needed. This is also where we load our samples onto filaments. Here's Megan loading some calcium filaments. As you can see, each sample is split into a number of microliter-sized beads, which are dried onto filaments along with a microliter of an activator solution. Loading filaments is somewhat of a special skill, but you'll get to practice with standards once you arrive, and soon you'll develop your own tricks to ensure your filaments run smoothly on the TIMS. The final stop on our tour is the second lab space used by our group, the Aqueous Lab, which is located inside of the Sedimentary Geology Lab. Here we have an inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectrometer, or ICP-OES, for analyzing cation concentrations in our samples, as well as an ion chromatograph for analyzing anion concentrations. This is also where we clean filaments and cover plates that we use during TIMS analyses. I hope you enjoyed your tour. We're all looking forward to meeting you and hope you have a great time getting acquainted with Northwestern.